Hey guys, it is Brian here. Welcome back to our Cardiff City Career Mode series for FIFA 14. In today's episode, we got two games for you. Starting off here with a game against Norwich City in the Premier League, and then we'll move on to our quarterfinal tie against QPR in the Capital One Cup. And while we're going through today's episode too, I'm going to talk a little bit about where I'm at currently in the Career Mode series and what I'm going to be doing for some future episodes as well. I already talked about the fact that I'm going to be doing pretty much 2 games per episode. That's kind of the thing that I'm going to be shooting for each episode. But I've been playing quite a bit, and the reason why, I think I've already shared this before, but in previous FIFAs, I've, held myself back in order to make sure that I'm, creating content for you guys and creating episodes, and I decided that this time around, I would do everything after the fact. If I wanted to play FIFA, just like I would want to play FIFA in the past, I would just play it and, save all the recorded gameplay and use it later on. But right now, I've already got myself all the way into the second season, and I'm starting to realize that I'm going to fall way behind if I want to, keep on playing the way I'm playing, because I'm having a lot of fun right now. But the one thing that I will do is, when we get to a certain point in the season where maybe things are looking a little bit bleak, or, there's a certain point that it's gotten to the point that most of these games don't matter as much. It's not the beginning of the season where we're really following what's going on. That's the point maybe that I'll speed it up and we'll do like a 5-game episode where I really cut down the highlights a bit, and then that at least will keep us relatively close to where I'm actually at in the actual playing of the game. And the other thing that you guys can do too is, with this said, I actually took your responses from previous videos for players that you wanted to see on the team, and I used that for my off-season decision making, because I didn't want to go alone on it, but I also wanted to not stop there and wait like a month or so to actually, catch up to where I am with the recording and stuff. So I kept on playing through the off-season. I haven't done anything crazy or drastic or anything like that, and I hope you guys will enjoy the moves that I make in the future, but we're going to focus on, obviously, where we actually are in this series, and I'm not going to go too far ahead because I want to actually show you guys what happened in these games, where our development of the team was, and how we kind of move forward going ahead into, the future of this career mode. So we'll start off here in the first game of this episode, and this one was very interesting because I was having a bit of struggle, really scoring goals, and we got lucky here. This is Kim scoring a goal for us, and he has not scored a goal. I've had this a couple times with players now where, at least in FIFA 14, where, a player doesn't score for several games. I'm talking about my experience from the 2 seasons that I've played now, or, the season and a half, where a player, gets really under pressure from the fans and under pressure from myself as well. And just to notice here too, the sub there, Becchio, coming on, scoring actually a really great goal there, just, twisting his body, putting that into the corner of the net. But, fighting through that, because Kim's actually played great for me overall, but this beginning of the season, not so good. It was very rough. Here in the 90th minute, though, Fraser Campbell, it just lands to Jordan Much. It goes off the post, off Ruddy's back there, and into the net, and bounces out as well. Again, another replay, as you'll see this one right here, just hop over and then right back out. That's super lucky, but we're going to get the win here against Norwich, and 2 goals that probably we really didn't deserve. We got, into those positions, they kind of fell to us, and that's another thing too that I've really enjoyed so far in FIFA 14, where not necessarily plays like that, but if you really pressure the defense, if you really get in defense's face, you can actually, create a lot of opportunities for yourself. And that's one of the best ways I've actually been able to score goals is, getting in the face of the computer and really trying to pressure them to make bad mistakes. Now, sometimes that doesn't work out. And, if you're too offensive in that pressure, it actually can go against you and it can be real negative. But if you play it right, I've really found that, there are times I can steal the ball and have, either a break or have, an offensive chance that I wouldn't have normally had if I didn't, put that pressure on. So I've changed my style of play. I've started doing that as well. The other thing that I've started doing too that I think that, you'll see more and more as this career mode goes on is that initially here I was having a lot of trouble really breaking through the defense, and I started realizing there were certain ways that was possible. There were certain ways that would work. And that goes in and out of style that, there's a point where things are clicking, things are going really well, and I know what to do in a certain case, and there's other times where it's like I just don't know how to score, and it's an absolute, just complete frustration at that point. But for us here, initially, whenever I had that open space, I'm like, I'm going to take a shot, because even if I don't score, it's going to lead to a corner, and corners are, a deadly thing that you can have. And if it doesn't lead to a corner, maybe the rebound will land to some of my players, and that's something that I could at least hope for. And going into a game like this here, we had Joe Mason playing, and we also had Fraser Campbell, and Cornelius, he's going to kind of come out and start to be the guy that we're really going to work with and use as our main striker. I use Autumn Wingy at some points. I also use Mason at some points, and I even use Nicky Maynard at some points. All those guys I've had minor success with, but it's been Cornelius has really been the player that I feel like when he's up front, things happen, and obviously because he's a bigger guy, he's also able to command himself a little bit more, hold off the defense a little bit better, and it really helps when it comes to, getting through and also the, chances off the corner plays or free kicks and, any type of set piece scenario, he's really good at that. And also, there are points too where he's able to kind of brute force his way through the defense, which has really helped as well. We played Fraser Campbell in this game. The thing that I've had with Fraser Campbell is that I get opportunities with him. He's a quick little guy. He gets through, but I haven't been able to really, capitalize on those chances. And another thing I have to say too is early on in the season here, I wasn't using the finesse shot as much, and I started realizing that the finesse shot is very powerful in FIFA 14, so I've started using it way more, and it's become a part of my game. But initially here, it was a lot about just, taking those normal shots, and with Fraser Campbell, it seemed like whenever I did take those shots, they were just, peppered right into, the chest of the goalie. It wasn't even going that far, and I was aiming. Either if I was aiming, it was missing the net completely, or if I was, taking that shot and trying to get as close to the net as I could, it would, land in the opposite direction of that, which would be right in the middle of where the keeper is. So it wouldn't be that successful in that regard. But this game here, quarterfinal, Capital One Cup, hoping to get a little bit deeper here. We already achieved our goal for the season of what we wanted to get to, but unfortunately you can see QPR are pretty solid still, and they're going to get some loan players back next season, which is going to actually help them out if they do make the Premier League. But with that said, we do lose the game 2-0. That's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, I'll be, at certain points speeding up. I'll look at the episodes, see what, what we got here, and I'll continue to show you guys what I want to show you. And we'll keep up with what's going on, so I'll speed things up at some points. And, if you want to leave responses for players that you think that might be good for the future of the team, you can do so in the comment section. And even though it might seem a little bit sporadic at this point because it's not necessarily at that point where we're at that, transfer window or something like that, you can let me know in the comment section now. And when I go back to, actually go through an off season, I can be like, oh, here's some good tips from people, so I'll take those now, and then we can figure that out when it comes to the other off seasons too. But until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Cheers, bye.
With 16 points. In 6th, Newcastle United with 14 points. In 7th, Arsenal with 14 points. In 8th, Liverpool with 13 points. Bottom of the table, West Ham United with 4 points. And then reading up the table, second bottom, Sunderland with 5 points. Third bottom, Aston Villa with 6 points. Fourth bottom, Hull City with 7 points. Fifth bottom, West Bromwich Albion with 7 points.